हेलो दोस्तों, in this video I will tell you some of the tips which will help you to publish your research paper in Q1 rank journal papers and high impact factor journals. ठीक है. So first point is improve the structure of the paper. Means all the things should be well structured. Images, figures, tables, all these things should be well structured, and the content you are writing, that should be also very structured. Correct? So if you go in detail, so this means first you have to write abstract, then after abstract, then introduction section will be there. In introduction section you write about the topic intro, and literature survey. ठीक है. Now next is abstract, introduction, then comes the preliminary items, जो whatever है ना, preliminaries. ठीक है. Means after preliminaries means the things which you are using to execute your research, है ना, the prior thing or past thing you are using to execute your work. ठीक है. Now next, after preliminary, the thing comes, that is proposed method, and try to give one or two proposed method instead of simply one or two. Simply one, try to give one or two. Okay. ठीक है. One or two proposed methods. Then after this you write the experimental section. Then after this you should go for conclusion. In conclusion also mention the drawback of your method, and future work. ठीक है. So this is the overall structure, and remember, table, images should be well. Your paper should look good. If someone is seeing first time, it should look well arranged and very good. ठीक है. Second point, you should include the details of research in abstract. Generally what we do, we write only one or two sentences about our proposed method in abstract. It is not a good idea. Means you should include at least 4 lines about your research work in abstract. ठीक है. Details of research in the abstract. So what is the meaning? Let's say if you are proposing some XYZ method to solve ABC problem, so you write more on what is the XYZ problem, means XYZ method, है ना. Just you write 3 or 4 sentences corrected related to that. Next is clearly explain the objective of your research work. Means it is sometimes it is authors did not clearly mention what is the objective of your research work. ठीक है. So you should write this in a introduction section. ठीक है. You should write this in a introduction section. ठीक है. Next is give detailed information about the data set, how they are different from another. If your research work includes the data set, so you should give detailed information about the data set. Don't just give the number, means don't give just the citation. You should give at least 5 or 6 lines and some table statistics if possible related to data set. If you are using 3 data set or 2 data set, you should give detail of those also, because it will make the reviewer to understand that how one data set is different from another data set. Correct? Means you should share the knowledge. That is the point. Explain why your next point is explain why your proposed method gives better results as compared to existing method. So sometimes what we do, we compare the we compare quantitatively and we compare subjectively, है ना, या qualitatively, but we don't mention that why our proposed method technically or some other sense why this proposed method is good or better as compared to state of the art method. Okay, so in this method you should include why means means advantage, why your method is good, and also give the drawback of state of the art methods. You know, it is important to give the drawback of state of the art method also. Technical drawback, why these methods are not performing well as compared to a proposed method. Next is improve the English sentence and do grammar correction. You can use this different softwares, you know, different softwares which is available, and try to do the correction. So one tip is there. So when you write finishing your paper, after you finishing, what you do, you rest you for 14 to 15 days. Don't see your paper. Don't see your paper. After 14 or 50 days, you try to read again. Read again 3 times and then submit. Okay? And then submit. Next is clearly explain why your research work is important. So you should mention that in introduction section, you know, or in you can write this is in introduction section basically. Introduction preferably, or preferably introduction, but you can write this also in experimental analysis section also. Experimental analysis section also. Okay? Why? What is the implication of finding of your work? Means you are doing some work. So what is the implication? You obtained some results. So which is actually the findings. So what is the implication? What is the use of this? Use. So you should write this. So this will come in which section? This will come in results and analysis section. Okay, implication. Now next is include recent methods in literature survey. So try to include, if you are writing paper in 2022, so it is better to include the recent methods. You know, recent method. Don't underestimate or ignore the recent method for in literature survey. As well as this is true for comparative analysis also. Same is applicable for comparative analysis. You know, you should compare your method with recent methods. You know, if you are writing paper in 2022, so you should compare your method to recently published work on the same topic. Okay, like this. So that is important. So at least you should cover 2 to 3 state of the art method for comparison. Methods for comparative study. Better is that if you take 3, but sometimes some other methods are not available, so 2 is there. One method for comparison is not sufficient in general. You know? Next is include more metrics for quantitative comparison if possible. Means if you are making the quantitative table for comparison of different method, so not you just have to put more metrics for comparison, not just one metric or two metric. So at least you put 3 or 4 metrics if possible for comparison. You know? So if you consider all these 11 points, so your paper will be means goes to next level. That is means very high quality. The paper will become very high quality, and then you can submit this for Q1 or high impact factor general. So it will have more chances of acceptance in there, or for minor revision there, whether it's a minor or major, but their chances are that it will not get rejected. So there will be as comparatively less chances are there. Okay. So this 11 tips will give you more chance of your research work towards publication, or towards minor review, or towards the major review. Okay. So thank you very much. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos related to research paper publication. Thank you.